Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and I have a very wacky car for you today. This is a 1960 Plymouth Fury, but not any 1960 Plymouth Fury. This has been converted at some point in its life to a Batmobile. Up front is a 5.2 liter V8 and down below is a 3-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be making this video because it is so strange. This car started its life as a 1960 Plymouth Fury, and you'll see that with the stock image I'm using here on screen. But at some point, someone somewhere decided that they wanted to build the Batmobile, and so they built it using that vehicle. And we're going to be talking about all the weird things that happened with this vehicle to make it what it is here today. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that V8 up front. Well, it's the 318 V8 from Plymouth, and that was the basic engine. This car, however it started, was a basic Plymouth Fury. Nothing special or interesting there. And they actually used the 318 all the way through the 90s, with like the Dodge Magnum vehicles actually share original architecture with this here V8. Like I said, paired to it is an automatic transmission. It's actually a push button transmission to the left of the steering wheel, which is very interesting. And last but not least, the Fury is rear wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the Batmobile? I can't really tell you. The footage I'm showing you here, it is running barely. This engine is beyond tired. It's filled with sludge. It sat in a barn for several decades. It didn't want to stay running. We had to get this thing running about 4 times just to drive it around the block.
Or not.
So I don't really have much to tell you besides the fact that up above you do have this double bubble for the Batmobile, and it absolutely operates as a greenhouse here in the sun. It's a very weird, wacky feeling. You don't have any A-pillars, which is very strange. And we'll talk about the modifications here in a second. So let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I do have a gauge cluster that says Plymouth, and it has the original mileage along with the speedometer, oil light, and amperage light. Down below, we do have our fuel gauge, clock, and coolant temperature. And to the right of that is our climate controls, and to the left of that is our shifter. Everything in the 60s and into the 70s was very driver focused, so I have everything within a swift hand's reach. Down below all of that, we have our brake lock, lights, wiper, ignition, and radio, as well as our lighter. To the left of me, I just have the handle to get in and out. This is a custom door card, custom door. And moving into the center, we have a rear view mirror, added AC. So this was probably a dealer installed option at the time. They would do this where you could ask for AC at the dealer and they would just kind of bolt this thing underneath. Very interesting there. And then we do have a tiny little light switch for the red light on the roof. We don't get any center console, sadly, so unfortunately this 1960s inspired Batmobile fails the big friggin' bottle test. However, we do have aftermarket seats. These look like they're from maybe the 90s, maybe early 2000s. No seatbelts here either. This is a custom car, and pre-1960 you didn't need seatbelts, so this no longer has it. Now, originally this would have had back seats, but as you can see, it's completely covered up. And let's do a walk around of the car because it's so interesting. I'm going to do it handheld and point out everything to you. All right, so here's the outside. So normally I would just do a walk around, but there's so much going on with this car. As you can see, this is where the original Plymouth Fury kind of ends. So like this down is original Plymouth Fury. This is all welded and fiberglassed on. And as we come around the back, I don't know if this would have been a coupe or a 4-door, but as you can see, this is where the back seats would be. So all of this is a shell. This was a shell added. This is where the rear window would go, and then you'd have a trunk like a normal sedan. But if you look at it from the side, I mean, there's so much behind the front. You do have 3 exhaust pipes. The one in the center is fake. The 2 on the outside are actual functional exhaust pipes, which is insane. And then you get this really long wing. This is something that the camera will not convey. Standing next to it, this feels like the longest automobile ever made. And you can see here, I mean, this is like really solidly mounted. Like, this is really well done. The taillights are missing the lenses, that's okay, but once you stand here, you kind of can see how imposing this vehicle is. And you can see the parking brake does not work, but that's okay. Batman logo, and then we have the double bubble. The double bubble is really, really cool. As I mentioned, quite the greenhouse effect, so you get really hot really quick. It's held on by one bolt somewhere, and in order to get in, you gotta climb under the bubble. It is the least ergonomic, the worst car to get into. And I thought the Lotus Exige was bad. This takes the cake for the hardest car to get in and out of. Even caged cars that I've driven have been easier to get in and out of. Just looking at it here, you could tell it's such a cool car. It's so weird. But here it is. This is the Batmobile that we have at home. I can't get over it. It's just the coolest thing in the world. With all that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving this homemade Batmobile? Well, I think right off the bat, your first inclination and first instinct might be to laugh. It doesn't quite look right. It doesn't look exactly like the Batmobile that you saw in the original TV show. It has that same spirit, but it's not a replica. And so I sent pictures of this to a bunch of my friends, and they kind of giggled and laughed. But once you get up next to it, once you get close to it, you realize that there was a lot of time and a lot of effort that went into this car. I don't know who did it. I don't know when they did it, but there was a lot of care. And so what this car makes me feel, what this car is all about, is just manifesting your passion. I am incredibly fortunate. I am one of the very few people that gets to express their passion in a clear, concise way. And I'm fortunate that I know how to express my passion. It's through car YouTube videos. I love doing it. I get to share my passion of cars, and it gets to come out as something that people get to watch and enjoy. Your thing might be drawing. If you love that character from a movie, you might draw them with pencil or charcoal or clay or something of that sort. If you love a TV show, you might write fiction about it or go to Comic-Cons and dress up and spend time making the costumes so movie accurate. Some people want the Batmobile, and some people want to build the Batmobile. This was not done by a big shop. This was not done for a Hollywood film. This was done by an enthusiast, someone that wanted to have that enthusiasm and that passion expressed. This is how they expressed that passion. And so, this is it. This was someone's lifelong project. This is something that those people put so many hours into. And it's just cool to see that. It's cool to be behind the wheel of that. It's cool to see where that love came from, where that love was shown. And so, if anything else, this might not be the most accurate Batmobile you'll ever see. And maybe it's not even the most accurate Batmobile we'll ever drive here on the channel. But this was someone's passion. This was someone's project that they put their heart and soul into. And to drive that, to experience that, to feel that through the pedal and the steering wheel is very, very cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Huge thank you to Matt and Al from Wisco Shenanigans for letting me borrow their Batmobile. What an insane, insane car. They are absolutely awesome. Please go check out their YouTube channel. I will link it down in the description below. But now it's time for me to get out of this, which is less than graceful. Take care, guys.